The legacy of music's greatest influences. Music has always been the soundtrack of our lives, a universal language, a powerful force that transcends borders, and a timeless companion through every turning point in history. But have you ever thought about the innovators and trailblazers behind it? Who are the individuals who changed the game, pushed the boundaries, and completely redefined music as we know it today? Welcome to an exhilarating journey through the lives of the most influential musicians in history. From unparalleled classical geniuses to modern pop icons, this video will dive deep into facts about the artists whose legacies forever shaped the world. Whether you're a die-hard fan or a casual music listener, prepare to be fascinated, entertained, and inspired. Before we begin, let's define what we mean by influence. It's more than chart-topping hits or sold-out arenas. It's about impact. Influential musicians go beyond entertaining. They innovate, inspire, and leave a mark that shapes not only music, but culture at large. These artists often redefine genres, spark movements, and leave an imprint that echoes long after their time. They become the soundtrack of revolutions, the theme songs of personal triumphs, and the voices of generations. In this video, we'll explore these epic lives from groundbreaking pioneers to today's global icons. And for added flavor, we'll sprinkle in some surprising facts that you may have never heard before. Let's kick things off with a trip back in time, starting with some of history's most groundbreaking musicians who shaped the foundation of modern music. Beethoven is a name synonymous with musical brilliance. Born in 1770, this German composer didn't just play music, he reinvented it. His impact on classical music is untouchable, and the emotional depth of his compositions remains unmatched. But here's an astonishing fact. Beethoven created many of his greatest works while battling complete hearing loss. Imagine composing a symphony, unable to hear the notes. Yet his Symphony No. 9 and Moonlight Sonata are masterpieces that continue to resonate across the centuries, proving that passion and determination can overcome even the greatest challenges. You may have heard of legends like Elvis or Chuck Berry, but did you know that much of modern rock owes its roots to Sister Rosetta Tharpe? Often called the godmother of rock and roll, Rosetta was a groundbreaking gospel singer and guitarist from the 1930s and 1940s. She didn't just play the guitar, she shredded it. Mixing gospel with up-tempo, twangy guitar riffs, her sound laid the foundation for rock music as we know it today. If you listen closely to her recordings, you can hear the future of rock embedded in her timeless performances. Fast forward to the 1960s, and we meet Jimi Hendrix, the man who single-handedly reimagined what a guitar could do. Famous for his bold innovation and electrifying performances, Hendrix's fingers danced across his instrument in ways no one had imagined before. His rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock remains one of the most iconic live performances of all time. But did you know Hendrix was entirely self-taught? He learned by playing along to the radio, turning his left-handed disadvantage into an artistic strength by flipping a guitar upside down. Let's talk about lyrics. Music isn't just melody. It's also about words that resonate deeply. And no one harnessed the power of meaningful lyrics more than Bob Dylan. Emerging in the 1960s, Dylan's songs were deeply entwined with the civil rights and anti-war movements. Tracks like Blowin' in the Wind and The Times They Are A-Changin' became anthems of social change. Here's a fun fact. Dylan shocked the music world in 2016 when he became the first musician ever awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. Jumping into more recent decades, music began to evolve at warp speed. Let's meet the stars who've kept the torch alive while taking music to new, uncharted territories. No conversation about musical influence is complete without the Beatles. From Hey Jude to Let It Be, their catchy tunes and creative risks revolutionized pop music worldwide. They were more than a band, they were a global phenomenon. One of their most groundbreaking moves. The Beatles pioneered studio techniques like multi-track recording that transformed the way music is produced today. Did you know their album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band wasn't just music, but an artistic experiment that pushed the boundaries of what an album could mean? Bohemian, visionary, powerhouse. Freddie Mercury, the legendary frontman of Queen, epitomized musical and artistic freedom. His vocal range, flamboyant stage presence, and daring personality shattered norms. But there's more to Mercury than just Bohemian Rhapsody. Did you know Freddie Mercury had roots in Zanzibar and India, which heavily influenced his artistic creativity? He was a global artist in every sense, and his music transcends eras, genres, and even life itself. To this day, Queen's songs are anthems of survival, self-expression, and pure joy. If Freddie Mercury laid the foundation for performance artistry, Beyoncé perfected it. Dubbed Queen Bey, she's not just a pop sensation, she's a cultural movement. From her days in Destiny's Child to her jaw-dropping solo career, Beyoncé has tackled themes like empowerment, love, and social change. Her album Lemonade is a masterclass in storytelling, blending personal experiences with larger conversations about race, feminism, and resilience. And let's not forget her record-shattering Coachella performance, which made history while celebrating Black culture and identity. While we've covered big names, let's shine a spotlight on the unsung heroes of music, the underrated artists who profoundly shaped the industry but might not be household names. For example, innovators like Karen Carpenter brought a unique voice to soft rock, while legendary jazz musicians like Art Tatum redefined the possibilities of piano improvisation. These figures may not always get top billing, but their artistry quietly and powerfully shaped the music we consume today. What makes these artists so remarkable isn't just their music, it's their impact. From influencing fashion trends to becoming champions of social justice, they've transcended their art forms to become cultural icons. Take Beyoncé's advocacy for women's rights, or Jimi Hendrix's influence on 60s counterculture as examples. Their music isn't just entertainment, it's a reflection of society and a catalyst for change. And here's something to think about. Their music continues to inspire new generations. Whether it's through samples in modern tracks or remakes of older hits, these musicians are eternally woven into the fabric of music itself. Let's add some spice with a few surprising nuggets about our musical legends. Did you know that Beethoven would chop off the legs of his piano so he could feel the vibrations while composing? Or that the Beatles refused to perform in segregated venues, even in the 1960s? Talk about standing up for what's right. How about this? Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody almost didn't get released because record executives thought it was too long. These surprising stories remind us that behind the legacy of these icons are moments of defiance, resilience, and sheer determination. The legacy doesn't end with past icons. Today's musicians stand on the shoulders of these giants while charting their own groundbreaking paths. Artists like Kendrick Lamar use their platforms to amplify marginalized voices, while visionaries like Billie Eilish challenge norms about what artists should sound or look like. Their innovation reminds us of the cyclical nature of music, each generation building on the brilliance of the last. So what can we take from their creative journeys? Whether you're an aspiring artist, a casual listener, or a die-hard fan, there's something magical about diving into the works of these iconic musicians. Listen closely to their discographies, watch documentaries about their lives, or experiment with their techniques if you're a musician yourself. These legends didn't just make music, they told stories, shaped culture, and inspired innovation. Music is powerful, it's emotional, universal, and timeless. And the artists we've discussed today, they are nothing short of extraordinary. These individuals weren't afraid to take risks, break stereotypes, and innovate. From Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata to Beyoncé's Lemonade, their work has become the soundtrack of human history. And here's a thought to leave you with. Who will be the next great influencer to carry this torch forward? We want to hear from you. Who's your favorite musical influencer? And what about their work resonates most with you? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's spark an exciting conversation about the power of music. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the legacy of music's greatest influencers. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, so you never miss more educational, inspiring content just like this. Until next time, keep the music alive.